There. David Topman reporting from Salt Lake City, Utah. I came to Salt Lake with a colleague of mine, Dan Jokic. He and I spent the past couple days with the Utah Department of Natural Resources talking about ArcHydro. ArcHydro is a set of data models and tools and workflows that you use to manage your terrain data, your NHD Plus data, some of the local information, and you create a framework that supports hydrologic and hydraulic models that you would use to manage your water resources. And being here in Salt Lake, I was thinking, you know, what water icon could I report about? And quite honestly, it's staring me right in the face. It's the Great Salt Lake. I'm here at Antelope Island, and I will show you part of the Great Salt Lake and some of its wildlife here. And so, yeah, it's a big lake. It is the largest saltwater lake in the Western Hemisphere. It's actually saltier than the ocean. It is the largest terminal lake on the planet. Terminal lake being rivers go in, they don't come out. It's also one of the largest lakes in the U.S. apart from the Great Lakes. And so, yeah, pretty big lake. Averages around 1,700 square miles surface area. But that fluctuates greatly. Half that average of 950 square miles back in 1963, and it swelled to nearly double that average of 3,300 square miles in 1988. And it was that swelling in the 80s that caused great concern. The lake was basically impinging upon Interstate 80, and so they needed to dewater the lake, and they created the West Desert Pumping Station. You may recall it's at the Hayfield Pumping Station in Southern California. Well, the West Desert Pumping Station was a great success. They basically drained the lake, shipped the water out to a recharge basin, and it was so successful they were able to turn the pumps off in 1989. The plant was not decommissioned. The pumps were just simply turned off, ready to be used in the future if necessary. And you know, with El Nino this winter, who knows? Speaking of winter, the Great Salt Lake is so big with its evapotranspiration that it creates lake effect snow here in Salt Lake City during the wintertime. So kind of completes the hydrologic cycle. So where does the Great Salt Lake come from? Well, it's a remnant lake. The surrounding lakes and the Great Salt Lake come from the prehistoric Lake Bonneville, a water body of massive proportions. You can actually see remnants of the shoreline in the Salt Lake City area called the Bench. But a geologic event caused a valley to open up, and Lake Bonneville drained to the north, and don't worry, no reported casualties, because actually that happened about 17,000 years ago. But what are some of the other remnants of Lake Bonneville? Well, for you hot rodders out there, the Bonneville Salt Flats, home of many land speed records. And so anyway, today the Great Salt Lake is fed by three rivers, the Jordan, the Weber, and the Bear rivers, and they create an interesting ecosystem. The freshwater inflows create these kind of freshwater bays, but there really are no fish in the Great Salt Lake, but they have brine shrimp, millions and millions of brine shrimp. And the brine shrimp are kind of an indicator of the salinity, because in that freshwater it's not salty enough, so there's no shrimp, and in the stagnant areas it's actually too salty, so the brine shrimp are, you know, found in pockets and bands throughout the lake. And with that shrimp comes lots of flies. With the flies come thousands of migratory birds and waterfowl. So it creates a rather interesting ecosystem. It also creates an interesting commercial opportunity. The brine shrimp are harvested, and both live, and they dry them out, and you might have find them in your local pet store as fish food. Interesting aspect of the commercial side of it is, if you were like me as a little kid, you had a small aquarium with sea monkeys. That's right, sea monkeys. I don't want to burst your bubble. Sea monkeys aren't real. They're actually brine shrimp, and they probably came here from the Great Salt Lake. So, you know, I never thought I would have an Esri water video talking about GIS, and I get to mention the words hot rod and sea monkeys. I guess it just shows you the influence that water has on lots of different aspects of our world. So follow the EsriWaterGuy on Twitter, of course our YouTube channel here, and don't forget to sign up for our free webinars at www.meetup.com/Esri-water-meetup. And this is David Topman signing off from the Great Salt Lake. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.